tonight.
Round one begins. Castillo's promise to be aggressive and be assertive from the outset this time after having been way too passive in the first 4 rounds in April. Mayweather says if he really wants to come at me, that's great. It'll create more counter-punching opportunities for me. Mayweather, for his part, claims that his performance in the first fight was adversely affected by a shoulder he injured in training and by 2 broken ribs. He says he's in 100% physical shape for this bout tonight.
Castillo's got to make certain that he's aggressive, but don't go wading in and getting caught, because this guy, Mayweather, can punch. Mayweather, all he got to do tonight is defend his title. Jab to the body, take the steam out of his more powerful, in my mind, opponent, and just keep winning round after round after round.
They're both in good shape, George, but Castillo, for the second time, just as in April, enters the ring apparently 9 pounds heavier than Floyd Mayweather Jr. What difference can that make in the fight?
Oh, that works for Mayweather, because the bigger you are, the slower, the better for his reflexes. Mayweather fights better at a disadvantage than he does when he has any kind of advantage.
Mayweather with far the superior hand speed, so Castillo must be careful how he picks his spots. Some fighters, George, may claim that they're going to start fast, but if you've been a slow starter your whole career, it's hard to just come in and do something at an entirely different rhythm.
I totally agree. And what he's got to do is make certain that he lands more shots to Mayweather's body. You're fighting a boxer, take the steam out of his legs. You go to his body early and hope that he stops being so fast.
Any questions about whether Mayweather could punch were erased when he knocked Diego Corrales down 6 times in their mega matchup at 130 a couple of years ago. Mayweather points out Corrales came at him as he was expected to do, and Floyd just picked him off with counter shots.
Some guys, they just have your number. Castillo, he comes in, he's aggressive, but yet he's not doing anything. It throws Mayweather off. He likes to jump out of the way and come back and hit you with something. Castillo doesn't do a whole lot, but yet he's there in your face.
Mayweather able to lead either with the jab or the hook off the left side. See him here twice leading with hooks. And Castillo catches him and pins him in the ropes toward the end of the round. Would average 66 punches per round. In the first round, Mayweather threw only 34 punches by CompuBox estimate. Castillo threw only 37. So it was a very cautious first round for both fighters.
Mayweather's going to the body with the jab. That means he's going to try to come up and get closer with his left hook. Left jab to the body is good. That's where you have some effect on the fight. Mayweather goes to the body, Constantly after 3 or 4 rounds, his opponents drop his hands just a little.
George, in several of his fights, Mayweather's had trouble with his hands. Now, obviously, between fights, the hands heal. You come out of training and you think, well, all right, I'm fine, I have no pain. Can you completely keep it out of your mind in the fight?
Not at all, because you don't get a chance to practice with the small gloves that he's got on now. So his hands are going to get hurt, as usual.
True for most fighters, right?
They heal all the way through training camp and then get hurt again. 3 fights. And he's throwing a lot of wild shots, the left hooks, all the things that hurt your hands.
All right, stop.
And when a fighter sometimes tends to lower his head and bull in, as Castillo does, even more danger to the hands, right?
Yeah, because you get a chance to hit him on top of the head.
Right on the top of the skull.
And that's when the punishment starts.
All right, bring it up.
punishment on your hand.
That's not holding. That's not holding,
Right.
right?
Mayweather's developing somewhat of a strategy. He's jabbing to the body with good effect.
Castillo sneaked in a low blow on the other side of referee Joe Cortez. Now, why all the grappling and clinching here, George?
Both men got a lot of respect for one another, especially Mayweather. He doesn't want to get caught with one of those big shots. He tasted instantly, I guess, the first round, some of the power from Castillo. When you're not punching, hold on.
Mayweather able to slip off the ropes and nail Castillo with the right hand. Castillo chasing now. So far unable to cut off the ring against the niftier footwork of Floyd Mayweather Jr.
That's the one way you don't want to fight Mayweather. Start chasing him around the ring. Makes you miss.
And he makes you pay.
The thoughts that Roger Mayweather conveyed to Mayweather is he's going to have to take chances. So that perhaps is Mayweather's strategy, rather than to make something happen. Wait till Castillo gives him the opportunity to make it happen.
According to CopyBox numbers through round 2, 26 of Mayweather's 33 connected punches, jabs, Castillo with a 15-7 edge in so-called power shots, although frankly neither man has really landed a big punch in the fight.
So far this fight is being fought like one of those rematches in which both fighters know too much about each other.
But Castillo trying to force the pace now a little bit as he continues, as George and I pointed out, to chase Mayweather. Might ultimately be critical of the fight whether Castillo can actually cut off the ring from time to time, or whether he's simply going to follow Floyd around.
Now he's got that counter right hand that has been jabbing to the body all night. Mayweather has. And he's able to go on top for the first time. That's what a good jab to the body will give you.
Castillo with the right hand to the body. Mayweather slips away. Quick little left hook inside by Floyd Mayweather. After the counter right hand, Castillo seemingly more reluctant to throw the left.
And this is a good fight because the fight is coming to Mayweather. That's what you want. Make the fight come to you.
Again, Mayweather clocks Castillo with a little left hook. And Castillo, off balance, reeled to the corner.
Sometimes when a good boxer, you chase a good boxer, he knows that you're going to hit him with one shot and he can dodge. Always have in your mind that you're going to hit 3-shot combinations and you get a better chance of landing one shot. And that's what Castillo is doing, trying to get one shot, and he misses.
What some viewers will remember from the close of the April 20 fight was Castillo repeatedly pressuring Mayweather against the ropes. Here they fought most of the first 3 rounds in space, and that is enormously to Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s advantage. That's why Castillo tries to get those hard shots into the body there in the clinch, hoping to take something away from Mayweather's legs.
Once again, he goes for one shot at a time. It's not going to work. His corner's got to tell him, plan on 4 shots.
Right hand to punctuate the round for Castillo, his best punch of the fight so far.
You got to throw combinations. Come on, you got to feint him. We got to work. I'm trying. Okay, we work so it doesn't go the limit. You gotta feint him and then throw the combination. Complete combination, not just one punch. You understand me?
Keep your jab working. Okay. All right. Keep your jab working. Keep him feint. Keep your jab working. This is big there.
Copy box numbers in round 3. Mayweather 20 out of 36, still not throwing very many punches. Castillo 10 out of 43. His punch output limited by Mayweather's defensive footwork. Harold, how do you have it through 3 rounds?
Okay, Jim, I got it 30 to 27, 3 rounds to nothing. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Jim, let me tell you something. When the judges watch a fight like this, a rather slow fight, okay, the one thing that catches their eye, and I know from 35 years of judging boxing, is the guy that gets off first usually gets in the best shot. If you watch the action, when they square up in front of each other, Floyd Mayweather will get off first every time. He bops him with a jab, he bops him with a straight right hand, and he's out of there. And that's what's scoring the points. 3-0 Mayweather.
Get him out, 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 get him out. Castillo.
Worth noting, of course, that Harold Letterman was among those who scored the first fight for Castillo, not for Mayweather. Mayweather trying to land that right hand over the top. Again, in the center of the ring, far from the ropes like this, Floyd Mayweather has big advantages.
You're right. Castillo's got to keep Mayweather's back always 2 or 3 feet from the ropes. He's able to get his combinations off then. Mayweather goes right back to the middle of the ring.
The difference in speed abundantly apparent in the center of the ring. Once Mayweather's back is against the ropes, it doesn't mean as much.
Mayweather seems to maneuver himself right back in the middle again.
Castillo gets him in jail.
He lands more than was to get 3 shots in.
Well, we're coming toward the end of the 4th round, and from what we've seen, this is the point at which Castillo begins to warm up and fight. Cortez going to his best Espanol to work with Castillo there.
Blood coming from the nose of Castillo.
Castillo getting in the body pops there before Cortez gets him apart.
Tell me something, George.
There's holding and hitting.
Should those body blows at close quarters count as much as a jab from outside?
They should count, but a lot of judges are watching what's going on top. They're not paying a lot of attention to what's going on the bottom, just as the rest of us.
Ask Marvin Hagler, who to this day believes he didn't get credit for any of his body punches against Ray Leonard, May 6, 1987. So Floyd Mayweather continues to fight very cautiously as they go on into the 5th round.
Floyd Mayweather didn't want to fight in Los Angeles and New York. And from what I've seen so far, Los Angeles and New York were done a favor.
Good counter right hand from Mayweather there.
That's something he wasn't able to do early on in these previous fights.
Floyd is so aware of his surroundings. George, when you went, he looked over here. By way of establishing, yes, I'm glad I impressed you with that punch.
But I'm only impressed because it came about because of the stiff jabs to the body of Castillo. It just didn't happen because he threw it then. All right, get some of his own medicine back. Castillo hit him with a straight right hand. Counter right hand over the jab.
Castillo visibly trying to ratchet the tempo up. And now he gets one of those situations where he has Mayweather momentarily cornered. And again, Mayweather has no trouble getting out of jeopardy.
Now, this is a good fight where you really watch a referee. He's going to have to work because Castillo knows that he's got to hold Mayweather at some point to get some good shots.
Well, he's the referee you've often called the best in the world. Good left hooks to the body by Castillo.
One of those punches came up to the head also. See the holding on the rope? See?
Mayweather smiling as Castillo finally brings his left hand around from behind Floyd's body. But once again, Castillo able to wrap his left arm around Mayweather's body and bang to the ribcage with the right. A persistent habit in the past couple of rounds. Here comes Mayweather over the top again with a counter right.
Too much. There's a lot of holding and hitting, and if the referee doesn't take charge, this could be some kind of fight that you may have to disqualify one of these guys. There, you see the holding? You don't stop that, it can be trouble.
There he goes again. Castillo's got his left arm around Mayweather again.
You see, referee, this is when he earns his money.
Countering Mayweather twice as we come to the end of the round. Only 29. George, how is it that a fighter of Floyd Mayweather's speed and consummate skill isn't able to get off more combinations?
Castillo's very clever. Goes up, down, moves his head in 3 different positions. If you just throw a shot out of nowhere, you're going to get hit yourself. So Mayweather's doing right. Don't rush in with a lot of shots. You're not going to hit him anyway. Castillo is a lot clever than you give him credit, than one would give him credit for.
That's really interesting because what it means is that Castillo's style takes away one of Mayweather's great advantages, which is the hand speed and the ability to put punches together.
It does. Castillo's backing up now. This may prove better for him. He hasn't been successful being the aggressor.
And now Mayweather tries to pin Castillo against the ropes. You heard Roger Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, complaining to Cortez between rounds that Castillo is hitting his nephew in the hips during the clinches. Hitting him on the hips to try to limit his mobility, right?
And he's doing it whenever the referee is watching. He does it to the opposite side, so he's pretty clever with it.
I haven't seen that many low blows. The referee before the fight said that hitting on that white belt for both fighters were legal blows.
Get him out. Hey, break!
Might have seen the graphic between rounds that showed that in the first 5 rounds tonight, Castillo attempted 90 more punches than was the case in the first 5 rounds in April. So he lived up to his pledge to start at a faster pace, regardless of whether it achieved the desired effect.
Mayweather appears to have blood coming from his mouth.
Break!
There are the hip shots, Larry.
Right behind the head. Let's go.
Castillo's very successful when he throws his hooks to Mayweather's chest. He always lands. For some reason, he doesn't want to do it as much. Stop aiming for the head, go for the chest, go for the body. You can hit him. Mayweather's head seems to drop anyway.
Castillo may not feel as though he got any credit from the judges for his body punches last time around. Mayweather with a solid left hook.
But the head seems to get down there a lot more than you think. You aim at the chest and you find yourself hitting the guy on the head anyway. You see all of those head shots?
That's a very good point because Floyd loves to duck punches.
Go for his body if you're Castillo. Stop aiming at the head.
Be careful because he's going to feint you, so be careful when you go in. He's cutting them out.
CompuBox numbers through 6 rounds. Castillo 69 out of 309. Mayweather 86 out of only 198 punches thrown. Harold, how do you have it halfway through the fight?
Okay, Jim. I thought Jose Luis Castillo came back very, very strong in rounds 5 and 6 and won those rounds because of those strong left hooks to the body. 4 rounds to 2, 58-57. 26, Floyd Mayweather Jr. But I gotta tell you something, Jim. Like Larry said, the defining line for a loco is the belly button. You can't see the belly button on either guy. Therefore, if you hit a guy on a waistband, it's a legal shot. Joe Cortez has to figure out where their belly button is, and since they're wearing those trunks high, a shot on a waistband is legal.
I have the fight 3 rounds apiece. But I'm a body punch guy, and many judges aren't.
In their first fight in April, all 3 ringside judges scored the first 4 rounds for Mayweather, as Harold has tonight. And all 3 ringside judges gave the next 2 rounds to Castillo, as Harold has tonight.
Mayweather's getting pretty aggressive now with his left hook. The referee didn't stop Castillo from holding and hitting. Now Mayweather's getting in on that same party. So this could turn into a real brawl.
Mayweather smiling and winking at Larry Merchant. Floyd very conscious of media and how he's been depicted by mass media. Said one of his goals tonight would be to make the HBO commentary team be positive about it.
Now you see those shots going around the back and hitting this guy in the back. Castillo's going around the back. That's what this corner was trying to articulate. He missed it.
Both fighters now bleeding from the nose. Castillo has had a steady trickle from the nose since relatively early in the fight, round 2 or 3. Mayweather seeming to begin bleeding from the nose and the mouth in the last round.
Let him out, Roy. Stop right there. Hands are free, let's go.
Now we see some body and head shot by Castillo.
Castillo trying to use his greater strength to simply bust Floyd's structure apart.
That's what he was not able to do in the earlier rounds. Now he's doing a good job of it.
A display of strength and power by Jose Luis Castillo down the stretch of the 7th round. His most offensive outburst of the fight so far. Castillo trying to pull the upset over Mayweather Jr.
With the jab. You keep going to jab.
And be careful with the head.
Got the knee right hand, okay?
So round 7 was like a coming out party for the power game of Jose Luis Castillo. He landed 18 out of 57 power shots in the round, as against 5 of 15 for Mayweather in the same category. Now Castillo's fighting the fight he wanted to fight. Let's see if he can make it stick.
He's aiming combinations now. He's landing because he's not throwing just one shot at a time anymore. Castillo is doing a good job of throwing 1, 2, 3.
Floyd trying to arc the right hand over the top. For his part, he looks back at April 20 and says it was an easy fight. I don't understand how anybody thinks it was even close. And there were many at ringside, frankly, who agree with that. Sports writers and other critics of the ring, as well as the 3 judges who gave him a victory by scores of 8 rounds to 4, 8 rounds to 4, and 9 rounds to 3.
I still wonder, though, Jim, if this fight goes a difference, whether there might not be a little bit of unconscious makeup for Castillo.
A backlash.
That he might get the benefit of doubt in some close rounds.
Mayweather's been able to chip right hand after right hand on the Castillo's right ear, left ear. And let me tell you, that could bring on some damage for Castillo if this fight continues. One could get knocked down easily.
we do wind up going to the scorecards at the end, and because there was so much discussion of scoring at the end of the last bout, it's worth noting that none of tonight's judges is from Las Vegas. They are from Japan, England, and Belgium. We'll tell you more about them if they turn out to be the key figures. Good counter right hand there by Floyd Mayweather.
Mayweather's unleashing his right hands now. He believes that the right hand is going to take him home tonight.
And there he beats Castillo to the punch with it. And now a good counter left as Castillo misses with a wild right.
Those right hands can change everything.
So Floyd Mayweather.
I believe they're not powerful.
No, they didn't look powerful to me, George, and Castillo didn't act as though they were powerful.
But Mayweather, by CompuBox numbers, landed 15 out of 39 punches in the round against 10 out of 49 for Castillo. Castillo's punch output dropping just a little bit. He had been throwing upwards of 60 punches per round.
Mayweather's corner has told him now to lay on the right, lead with the right some.
Good left hook by Castillo. Mayweather just leaning away from it. Castillo had a chance to follow up with the right, didn't do it. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
You can't miss him if you throw 3 shots. Castillo's got to keep that up.
He hits Mayweather with a right elbow in the mouth. Gets away with it.
Whoa!
And now the right hand over the top. Castillo seems to be getting quicker in his responses to Mayweather here.
Throws his combinations, and that's what counts.
The right eye beginning to swell for Jose Luis Castillo. But not swelling at a rate that would seem to threaten his ability to finish the fight.
Whenever Castillo puts together 3 shots, he can't miss.
Amazing how styles make fights. There's nothing about Jose Luis Castillo that's as impressive as what you saw in Diego Corrales when Corrales was knocking people out left and right, making his way toward the Mayweather fight, and Mayweather made Corrales look silly. But against Castillo, sometimes his feet seem stuck in mud.
Castillo's just got this sort of, he's dynamic. Doesn't hit you too hard, so he's off balance for the next shot. He's always in your face with something to get you back. That runs a fighter crazy.
And as a protege of Julio Cesar Chavez, he understands the psychology of the late rounds.
Stick around. Good things can happen.
Castillo getting to Mayweather before Mayweather could reach him with the counter right. And now as Cortez tries to break them, Castillo gets 3 punches to Mayweather's ribcage,
for which he will get very little credit.
The second fight of the year between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Jose Luis Castillo. Larry, it's been quite a year for rematches.
We've had a bunch of them ever since Lennox Lewis had his rematch with Rahman and won by a knockout almost a little over a year ago. Ayala and Adams rematch. Ayala and Castillo. The year of the rematch.
And still we wait to see if George Foreman will grant a rematch to Ron Lyle.
Mickey Ward is the highlight of this whole deal.
Oh, how about Mickey Ward, huh? And Arturo Gatti. Another toast to both of them for the 2
it.
fights they presented.
That's fighting.
In round 9, Mayweather 11 out of 31, Castillo 9 out of 49. Harold, how do you have it?
Okay, Jim. Real close. 86-85, 5 rounds to 4. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Jim, I'll tell you, it's been going in streaks. I thought Floyd started out real well, won the first 4 rounds. Jose Luis Castillo comes back, wins the next 3 with good, solid body shots. But Floyd got into his rhythm beautifully in the 8th round. Jose Luis Castillo banged the body again in the 9th. So 5-4 Mayweather. Jim, I got to tell you something. We're talking about international judges. In general, they always score for the crowd favorite. And in this case, the crowd favorite is Jose Luis Castillo.
I have found also that they score for the hometown guy very often, for the local promoter, because they want more assignments like this.
And the local promoter is Bob Arum,
who promotes both guys in this occasion.
Both guys, that's right. So a vote for either fighter is a vote for Bob Arum. Of course, Mayweather is by far the more celebrated prospect and seemingly the bigger moneymaker for Arum. But after Mayweather was granted the decision in the first fight, Arum said, how could you ever watch boxing again after scores like that? Seeming to side with those who thought Castillo hadn't gotten a fair shake.
He did side with us.
Stop. Okay.
The referee has done a good job. He could have had this fight, points taken away and all of that. He stayed away from it. He just let the fight develop.
Stop.
Good job.
So if the referee can get the fighters through a rough night like this without becoming a competitive factor by taking points, that's what you like to see.
That's what I like to see. The people came to see a fight.
Yeah, but Mayweather has got brilliant movement skills, but he's not standing and delivering. It's all slap, quick shots, move on.
Neither fighter has ever scored a knockout past the 10th round. Jose Luis Castillo was once knocked out beyond the 10th round. We mentioned at the beginning of the fight, 3 of Castillo's 4 losses by KO. Body shots by Castillo. It's been a relatively inactive round, giving us a chance to cover 2 or 3 other stories. Right hands over the top by Mayweather. 1, 2, 3 of them, 4 of them. Let's see if we'll get a 5th one. But there's another one there. 5 right hand leads. And 1 more to punctuate the round. I feel it coming there.
Castillo is tough as nails.
Mayweather finally got tired of throwing right hand leads after the 6th one.
You know, punch and move doesn't move me.
Castillo 7 out of only 39. Very slow round for Jose Luis Castillo. Thus the discontent in his corner as they say, all right, don't just talk about doing it, go do it. And I'm sure what they mean, George, is to attack, pressure, get on top of Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, you got to take a man's title from him. You just can't play around now. These 2 rounds could make the difference.
Another right hand lead over the top. Mayweather's been very effective with counter right hands and right hand leads, trying to nullify and take away some of Castillo's left hand. Uppercut lands for Mayweather. He's been very sharp in the last minute of the fight. Blood flowing again from Castillo's nose. It's Mayweather with momentum now as we come down the stretch.
He's playing the counterpuncher now, letting the fight come to him, and he's countering with the right hand. Now he should start with his hooks, but Mayweather wanted to throw a lot of hooks, then get the right hand.
Castillo seems discouraged. Not going forward, not mounting an attack at this point. Mayweather countering him so effectively.
Come on, Mickey Ward didn't complain about that.
They ain't all Mickey Ward. Quick left hook and get away for...
Now Mayweather's in his boxing. This is what he does. He boxes. You're a boxer.
CompuBox punch counters let me know that to this point in the round, Jose Luis Castillo hasn't landed a punch in the 11th round. There he finally lands a couple, and he needed to get off the schneid. And the blood now really flowing as Mayweather pops him with a couple more left-hand counters.
He's playing the old counter-punching game. Castillo is still in this fight. He's just got to believe in himself.
Yeah, but the last part of the 10th, to this point in the 11th, all brilliant stuff for Floyd Mayweather, who's putting some distance now between himself and Jose Luis Castillo. Castillo finally gets back in Floyd's face. But Mayweather has even managed to take most of the Castillo crowd out of the fight as the chant Castillo, Castillo is a bit half-hearted down the stretch of the 11th.
He's taking me out of the fight too, Jim.
Yeah, but that's easy. You're a tough critic.
When I want to see the Tour de France, I'll go to France.
I can't get his style. He's very elusive. But he's winning the rounds. Give him some water.
No, you mean you're gonna close it out on his head. Okay. You beating him easy though. Now listen. You tame him anyway. What he think you gonna do is move. Shake him, slide back, feint, hook right hand. Put your right hand more.
I'm telling you to feint him. Don't just get in front of him. Feint him and move. And then when you get there, throw a combination. Not just one punch, 2 or 3. A lot of punches. Come on.
Okay? Just sit there a little bit more. You tame him anyway. Get the ball. Come on.
Through 11 rounds in this fight, maybe the most significant CompuBox statistic is that Floyd Mayweather is landing 41% of his punches, 152 out of 373. Jose Luis Castillo has thrown 179 more punches, but has landed 27 fewer. He's only landing at 23%. So Mayweather has virtually doubled the connect rate on Castillo, and that should put him in command of the fight. Harold, how do you have it coming to the 12th?
Okay, Jim, I thought Floyd Mayweather Jr. absolutely won rounds 10 and 11 with those right-hand leads. 106, 103, 7 rounds to 4. Floyd Mayweather Jr. But I gotta tell you something, Jim, one little prediction. I just think there's something wrong with Floyd's left hand. A guy that throws that many right-hand leads, there's something wrong with that left hand.
No, he's throwing left hooks right now.
I have the same score. However, I don't think that Floyd Mayweather has completely repaired that cracked image of a virtuoso that existed after the first fight. He may be in with the guy who's just too strong to look as good as we've seen him against the smaller guys.
Well, I think it's one of those win this fight and look good in the next one situations. I think he's going to win this fight, and then he's going to go forward in his career without worrying again about Jose Luis Castillo.
But the question is, are the fans who came here to see him look good in this fight going to come back next time on the promise that he'll look good then?
Aren't most of the fans here to see the heavyweight fight, Larry?
Yup, and that answers the question.
Mayweather's corner told him not to move so much this round. Don't do the expected. Get in there and rough him up, slide.
You think he listens to his Uncle Roger?
No.
Would you?
Yes, I would. You need a corner to beat these guys like Castillo. Castillo is one tough cookie.
I agree. Castillo finally gets in one of those left hooks, tapped in his money punch, but probably too little too late. Mayweather switches to a southpaw stance, and now back to convention. Good left hook by Castillo there. Mayweather holding on. Castillo's corner wondering why didn't he do this 3 rounds ago. they come down the stretch. And they push down just to confuse the fans at the end of the fight.
I had it 7-5 for Mayweather. I'm wondering how far we might be off this time. Maybe the judges will go the other way.
Well, I think this may have been an easier fight to score than the last one. Tonight's judges: Ken Morita from Japan, Larry O'Connell from England, Daniel Van de Vijlen from Belgium. All of them have been seen before in the sport. All have had their questionable moments. Ken Morita.
Daniel Van de Weer scored the bout 115 to 113. Judge Larry O'Connell scores it 116 to 113. And Judge Ken Morita scored the bout 115 to 113, all to the winner by way of unanimous decision. And still WBC lightweight champion of the world, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Final CompuBox numbers. Mayweather landing 25 more punches. Look at that. Castillo throwing 205 more and yet landing 25 fewer. So